Hey, Canaan Cougars, it's Mr. Robert here, and wanted to start a little kind of a virtual class with you guys, and I wanted to focus on music history, and most specifically, American music history. So that would include things like bluegrass and early country, of course, rock and roll, which is America is considered the birthplace of rock and roll, and as well jazz, often credited with having been started right here in America. Though there are contributions from around the world, America and some of the cities in America are noted for being the birthplace of certain forms of music. So we're going to get into a little bit of that, but let me start by telling you guys how much I have missed you. I think it's okay if you're feeling like I'm feeling and feeling a little bit blue about not being in class, not seeing your friends and your favorite teachers. Now, I won't feel bad if you like being on long breaks. I know what it's like to feel like a summer break is always a nice thing, but this one comes about in an unusual way, and I know if you're feeling some feelings of missing and or longing for school and your school days, I share that feeling with you. So you're not alone. You're right there with me, and I'm right there with you. So I thought it'd be great if we could start class one, or lesson one, if you will, with one of my favorite pioneers of rock and roll, and that would be none other than Mr. Buddy Holly. Right there you see a little graphic of Buddy Holly. He was a pioneer of rock and roll, as I mentioned. He comes from West Texas. He was born in 1936 in Lubbock, Texas. It's a little spot in the West Texas plains, kind of the cotton fields of western Texas. He was born in, as I said, 1936, and came of age in the 1950s when rock and roll was brand new. He did a few shows with Elvis Presley, and he was hooked. Before that, he had done a thing that he called country and bop, kind of a revved up country music sound. In fact, let me kind of show you what Buddy's music was like and how it used multiple musical forms to be all original and all so very Buddy Holly. So, there you go, baby, here am I. Well, you left me here so I could sit and cry. Well, golly gee, what have you done to me? Well, I guess it doesn't matter anymore. Stuff like that, or blue days, black nights, blue tears keep on falling for you, baby, now that you're gone. So it's sort of a country rockabilly sound was a big part of Buddy's music. And I should mention here that Buddy is credited with several things in his career, in his short career. Buddy was a songwriter, and not every rock and roll artist in the early days was their own songwriter. Many recorded songs that were written by other people, but Buddy wrote his own songs, and he wrote in a style that was quite unique. Some might say all his own. Try to show you that he had his way with ballads even. Just you know why you and I will by and by no true love ways. A little rough rendering, but you get the idea. He kind of he knew his way around the guitar, and that was his principal writing instrument. But he was an adventurous performer. He played his own style of lead guitar and his own rhythm stylings. I think his rhythm stylings were really cool. You might remember this song or have heard it somewhere. But if you knew Peggy Sue, then you know why I feel blue about Peggy, my Peggy Sue. Oh, well, I love you, girl. Yes, I love you, Peggy Sue. That's the kind of the holly rhythm, you know, that real fast. That's kind of a holly styling rhythm there, and that was a big song for him, Peggy Sue. He also experimented with different forms of music. He was like others in that era where, you know, music was separated out by its styles. So you'd hear country music on one station, you might hear rock and roll once it was developed on another station, you'd hear rhythm and blues on an entirely different station, and gospel might be on a completely different station as well. And he would blend those styles. In fact, he wasn't afraid to do a little like kind of rockin' Bo Diddley thing here with well, I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna be. You're gonna give your love to me. That's sort of it's one of his songs called Not Fade Away, and was later recorded by the Rolling Stones for its very bluesy influenced and, you know, rhythm and blues stylings. That drum beat is considered a Bo Diddley beat. Bo Diddley was an African-American artist, also from the 50s, who had kind of developed that really cool jump, jump, chicka jump, chicka jump, jump. Buddy was truly a unique spirit, and he did all of this work in just roughly 18 months, but sadly, he died in a plane crash in 1959 with two other music stars at the time, rock and roll stars, with Ritchie Valens over here and the Big Bopper right there. They died in a plane crash in 1959. So Buddy Holly was only 22 years old, and he left a huge body of work for a young man. And being from such a small town in West Texas, he sure had big dreams and accomplished a lot in his short life. And I'm grateful for his music. It's played a big role in my life, and it helped me develop a sound that was a big part of my career with the Mavericks. And so I'm really grateful to Buddy Holly, and I should mention his band, the Crickets. They were really, really special. So I'd like you to take the time to maybe look into Buddy's music, and if you have questions, I think you could submit them in some way. I'll work with Mrs. Pennington on that and see how we can answer your questions. But take the time to investigate each of these artists. It's going to be really unpredictable. I'm going to jump around to different musical forms, so it won't be one thing each lesson. But I believe when it's all said and done, you'll have a way of understanding American music in an altogether new light. Listen, again, I miss you guys. This will be a lot of fun. I hope you'll enjoy it as well. I'm just sort of roughing my way through these songs, but I sure enjoy Buddy's music. Think it over what you just said. Think it over in your pretty little head. Are you sure that I am not the one? Is your love real or only fun? Well, think it over. Think it over. A lonely heart grows cold and old. Ba-ba-ba. There it is, Buddy Holly. You guys have a great day, okay? Ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.